whole process called autophagy, which is just fascinating. And autophagy is this, so it's been very topical because in 2016, one of the key researchers was given the Nobel Prize in medicine. So it's a very important process that's been relatively recently discovered. And what they discovered is that when you don't eat protein particularly, but when you fast, your body activates this thing called autophagy, and it breaks down some of the subcellular organs, which sounds really bad.
Subcellular organs.
Yeah, so these are sort of like the organs within the cell. So it's not like the liver, but there's something called organelles within a cell, and some of that is broken down. So basically, these proteins and so on within the cell, your body gets rid of that, and you think, oh, well, that sounds really bad. But it's not. It turns out that it's very, very good for you because it's an opportunity for your body to get rid of all this old protein, old junky protein. And at the same time, remember that you're fasting, your growth hormone levels are shooting up through the roof. So like a 2-3 day fast, your growth hormone levels might go up 5 times. So you're getting rid of all the old stuff. And then when you eat again, you actually got growth hormone to produce new proteins. So in essence, you're getting rid of the old, you're bringing in the new. It's basically the process of rejuvenation. Could this be a very important way to get rid of some of the chronic illnesses of aging? And there's lots of data, talking about, Alzheimer's disease. There's people talking about cancers. There's people talking about just general aging. Dr. Chris Palmer talking about mental disorders. We're all talking about insulin and overeating and diet as a really important component of not just diabetes and weight, but all of these diseases, mental illnesses, chronic illnesses like Alzheimer's disease, neurologic illnesses. And there's all this data that suggests that autophagy and fasting as a way to activate autophagy could be actually extremely beneficial for you, which is fine when we used to do it. And what's so interesting is that people seem to have already known about it. Like, you see it in almost every major religion. There's periods of fasting, right? And it's like, why did they do that? Because it was good for them. Through trial and error or whatever, they realized that, hey, periodically abstaining from food makes us stronger. If you eat all the time, constantly, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, that's not that good for you. There are periods that you should feast, and there are periods you should fast. So religion set days or weeks or months even where you should fast. So it's like, whoa, why did they do that? And are they just way ahead of us in terms of understanding the human body? Like, we get so, enamored of our own, intelligence and science and so on that we think they're that they didn't know what they're talking about. Maybe they knew more about what they're talking about, and science is just catching up and saying, oh, this process of autophagy that you activate with fasting, this could be really important for longevity, for other things. I'm not saying you should do it like every month or whatever. If you look at the way that people do it, they don't do it like, they don't do like 5 days a month or something. They do it once a year or once every few months.
How long does autophagy take to kick in? Is it 72 hours, did you say?
Nobody knows, but probably it depends on probably how much protein you eat. Protein is the key. Sort of when you eat protein, autophagy just stops. So low protein, you can activate it, and it's probably somewhere around 20 to 30 hours. So you'll see a lot of religions, for example, they'll have like a 24-hour fast, right? One day that you're not supposed to eat or something like that. And maybe that's the way to cleanse your body, not just of the glucose and the fat, but also the excess proteins that are old, they're junky. If your body's full of all this junky protein, you can't get rid of it.